Money. Uncomfortable question.
We love money. We should all say exactly how much money we make right here.
Okay, good idea. Start with yourself.
We know 77,000 tomorrow. But what about the other days?
So my financial journey is actually very transparent,
Yeah.
and I love sharing
Yeah,
it because
please.
it's. So I started with $30,000 in savings. I spent 1 year. I didn't make any money until I started to make $1,000, $2,000 a month from jobs when I had 100,000 followers. A job, brand deal comes here, a brand deal comes here. I was charging $1,000, $2,000. Then Facebook introduced monetization. I started to make money from my channel. I started to make $10,000 a month, and that was for me like I made it.
And how much traction did you have?
I had 1 million followers. So
On
1 million
Facebook.
followers on Facebook, I was making $10,000 a month. And then the beauty of the creator economy is that it doesn't go in a straight line. Your salary goes up in a straight line
Correct,
if you have a
correct,
job. 10%, 10%, 10% every month. But if you're a content creator, your salary will go up like this. And so this is what happened to me. So 1 million followers became 10 million followers, okay? Facebook started to give me $30,000 a month, okay? Then my brand deal started to be another $30,000 a month. Then speaking engagements, another $20,000 a month. So now I was averaging $80,000 a month. I finished 1,000 days. 3 years in, I was making $80,000 a month. Amazing. Okay, I became a millionaire. First time in my life at age 26, amazing. Then I was like, let's build a company because there's much more to this than it can be. So then we built a company. The company started to make $20,000 making videos for other people. You've seen my social media video. Let me do it for you. You're a brand, okay? Behind the scenes, okay? So you start to offer services. Then you start to monetize your community. Offer NAS Academy classes, NAS Summit, NAS Travels, okay? So all in all, I think this month, so I have 2 companies. The combined revenue of that is roughly now $900,000 to $1 million a month.
Wow.
And it's from like 6, 7 different sources. So it's highly diversified. And probably the profit is roughly 200K, 200K USD per month from one company. And then the other company is losing money. So losing 300K.
Is that the company I'm an investor in?
Yes.
Great track record.
Nikhil Kamath, genius investor.
Using your money.
All right, that's
So that's transparency. Now let me see you be financially naked, guys. Go ahead.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, me neither.
Wildly different. But I want to talk about numbers, right? So people, I think, grossly underestimate how much money YouTube can pay.
Yes.
Right? In my experience, based on India CPMs, if you get 1 million views, you can make like 1 million to 1 lakh rupees. Is that
Varied on CP.
varied on the CPMs, but largely at somewhere around that. If you get 1 million views, you can make up to 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees at the
1 million.
But the lower cap is also...
lower cap.
What's
Lower
that
cap
in
would be
Can be...
huh?
What's 1 lakh in dollars?
100,000 rupees.
No,
No,
80,000.
$1,000.
$80,000. What?
1 million
$100.
views and $1,000 in India? No way, Jose.
Yeah,
It's $200.
depends. Again, it's a
So that's
variable.
like a lower cap. He's saying up to
upper cap.
1,000.
I'm saying-
Up to if you make financial
Yeah.
content for billionaires, you'll get $1,000 out of
Yeah,
it.
not necessarily. It really depends on the ads on your channel. For example, on my channel, 80% of the viewers are from India. The remaining 20% are from around the world. So my CPMs are higher. A big chunk of my viewers have YouTube Premium. A big chunk of the people from around the world are actually from USA.
But tell me duration as well. Like you're saying 1 million views.
yeah.
1 minute, 10 minute, 1 hour.
I'm
That should
saying
determine how much you get paid,
So
right?
the average view duration on my channel is about 9.5 minutes of video.
Okay, that's why you make $1,000.
Yeah, that's why I
That's
probably make more.
Yeah.
But it's possible to make this much, right? Like
And how many views do you get in a month?
depend on the month, but 20 million is comfortable.
$20,000 a month.
$20,000 a month is very, very possible. Unfortunately, in India, the businesses that monetizes the audience, unless you are selling like finance courses or edtech courses, it's tough to sell to an audience when you're playing at that scale. There's not a lot of stuff that you can do. But branded revenue wise, if you're in the top 5-10% of creators, you can make over $1 million a year. You can do that. You can do that in
If you're
India.
getting how many views?
Not how many views. If you're in the top 10 percentile creators, you're able to make 7-10 crores from them.
That
Not.
means brand influencer marketing is $50 million market a year. In
No,
India.
it'll be more than that.
I think it's more than
'cause-
that already.
I think it's about 200 million, 250 million.
Yeah, so I don't
maybe
think it's
200
less than
people.
50. I think about 100, at least 100 plus creators are making more than that from brands. I'm talking purely from
I
brands.
think from community, they're making billions.
Yeah, there are, by the way, I know many creators who are making more from monetizing through courses and that kind of stuff. That can go higher. A lot of finfluencers have affiliate income.
So you make $20,000 a month from YouTube,
You can make. There are months that are better. There are months that are worse.
and from brands you probably make.
Yeah, I think the upward cap is it's possible if you have more than 10 million across different social media profiles. You
Which you
can.
do?
I have. So you can make upwards of $1 million a year. The market can price you dynamically.
Yeah.
You are worth what the person who's willing to pay you. That's what.
And
That's what your
outside
worth
of the
is.
fact that you're my friend and I'll say good things, I think your ads are the ads that I remember
Yeah.
in many, many years.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
After
that.
a really long time,
Yeah.
if we have ads that have the recall value that used to have of all the iconic ads that we studied in BMM, it's yours.
BMM.
Yeah, because we had advertising and we would have these case studies that we would study about Pepsi and Coke and everyone.
What is BMM?
Bachelors in Mass Media. That's what we both studied. Yeah.
Fevicol. All those campaigns we used to study.
Like so, the agency that I run, it's called Moonshot. There are a couple of agencies that I'm a part of. The one that specifically does television commercials is called Moonshot. I'm very lucky that I've had collaborators over the years who have decided to make my co-founder. This, by the way, is something that I recommend to every influencer, right? Especially those who are who have large distributions. So I was very lucky that I had a lot of collaborators in the past who after a few years they started their own business. Some of whom I invested in and I became a co-founder in one agency. And some that I started with, like Moonshot is with Devya, that's where we write television commercials. I actually recommend a lot of, digital creators to find co-founders to team up with, because the biggest leverage that you have is distribution, right? So if you focus on the shit that you're really good at, you can offload a bunch of other stuff on other co-founders. It becomes easier for most digital creators to punt on a business or try a new business if there's someone else who you can do it with. But if you're alone, it becomes very hard to run multiple businesses, because running your own distribution channel is also a full-time job. It's hard enough to do that.
Yeah.
It's tough for you to think that I'm going to continue building this distribution and I'm going to launch a fashion line and I'm going to do this. It becomes hard.
So I
Just
want
find
to make it
operators.
easy for people watching this. Okay, there's 3 avenues you can take, and you see a lot of us are taking different avenues. One, you can say, I am a creator, I'm a successful creator. My next step is I want to build my own business and control my own business, then do it by myself, right? That's Nas Daily, Nas Company. Everything I'm doing is like building an entrepreneur, building my own stock, basically. Another thing is say, I have distribution, I love being a creator, and I want to partner with others, and I want to build 5 businesses, and I'll be a co-founder with other people.
Yeah.
And so that's the path that you've taken.
Yeah.
Another one says, actually, I want to continue to build a business out of my talent and my creativity and create more content and what that's what you're doing with writing a book, creating a TV show and all that stuff. So you continue building, you are the business, right? Here is your co-founders are the business. Here is me and my team are the business, right? But each way is valid.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong.
It's forward.
There's no right or wrong.
That's-
But one
you
thing,
are a combination of the 3.
But
I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
he's doing a bunch of these. But one thing I can assure you, right? You want to build a business under your distribution no matter what.
Yes.
Because wealth is made through owning equity and not through renting your time out. And unfortunately, the branded content part of our business, it's effectively high rent.
Correct.
So you definitely want to do it. And I recommend creators who, you spend the first 3-4 years really growing and really enjoying that. But the second you start feeling like maybe there's a ceiling, start thinking about a business immediately. In fact, I won't even wait for the second you start feeling like there's a cap to it. You want to start doing it before. And the way to think about it is your main sources of income are going to be brands that pay you. You got to immediately think, what are my sources? Number 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
How else am I going to make money? And you got to try everything. You want to try affiliate, you want to try branded content, you want to try building your own business, you want to try consultancy, you want to try selling merch. You got to try all of it because you don't know what sticks and what your audience will buy.
Do you know what you invested in my company? So your money I'm using, we're building this platform that you've invested in, okay?
I know, Nasaka.
Nas.io. So Nas.io platform is basically saying, okay, in the future, brands will not be your friends, community will be. So Nas.io basically helps you take your community and turn it into a business. That's what is really important. Helps you sell those digital courses, helps you create a membership, helps you make, so we're seeing hundreds of people making tens of thousands of dollars on Nas.io from their community. And that is the future of business building. It's in the past, 20 years ago, I want to start a business on the internet. I build the product, I use Shopify, and I sell the business through marketing. Today is I create content, I get a community, I find a product for this community. It's a whole new way of making money. And so that's what Nas.io is designed for. And I think that's what a lot of creators will build businesses around.
I agree with him.
Nice plug.
I was about to say that.
Good sell.
I feel like one thing that Nasaya does so well is really sell himself. And I
What?
feel
Are
like
you kidding?
and I mean that in a very good way.
I'm so bad at it.
No, I think the fact that
You're doing it again, dude.
by repetition, and that's what I learned as a creator, that sometimes you have to be your loudest cheerleader. You have to scream what
Like
you're
your own,
doing.
like your own posts.
Shut up.
Double tap on your own pictures.
I'm saying you have to tell the world what you're doing and exactly how you're doing
You have to
it.
have a clear message as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to know your brand.
Yeah.
What's the brand that's
for
selling?
sure. And you have to keep repeating it.
What is yours?
Oh, like and subscribe.
What is your brand that you keep screaming or that you think is a good idea to?
So I feel like as a creator, it never really stops. No matter how many numbers you
Yes.
get, no matter how famous you get, no matter how much
True.
impact you get, it never stops. You have to constantly keep pushing whatever little small, whatever it is, a tiny thing you did. It's a tiny, and that could go with brands as well. One thing to kind of also retain brands and have longer relationships with them is to subtly over deliver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a great tip.
Yeah.
Always
Just
over
subtly.
deliver.
Don't make it look like aap hi bhagwan ho and everything you say will sell. But slightly. I've promised you 3 stories. I'll give you 5. Because it's
This is
pushing
something
my
a lot of creators are really bad at. They look at the transaction with the brand as
Immediate.
hey, you paid me this much, this is what you get.
Yeah.
Right. But really, at the end of the day, it's
Short term.
people at the other end
Yeah.
who are trying to have a relationship with you,
Yeah.
and if you truly go out of your
Yes.
way to build that, it really pays off.
Yeah.
Because
This
brand
is a
managers
very,
go for-
very useful tip, right?
Yeah, but it's super useful, and a lot of people think that a lot of people will be like, "Hey, I won't work unless these things are required."
Yeah.
But you won't realize, it happens with me where I love talking to brand managers. I love it. I love spending time with them, really understanding
And
what
a
they
lot
want.
of times conversations get easier when you do it, right?
Way easier
Yeah.
because there's no 5 middlemen.
Yeah.
A lot of people like having a manager between you and someone
What
that
is a
you
brand
place.
manager? Like say Adidas.
Yeah.
So Adidas has a
So
brand.
Adidas will have a main brand manager, then they might have like a person who deploys their influencer marketing capital.
And then they sometimes have an agency.
They sometimes will have an agency.
So
You
that's
want to build
5
a,
more
But
people.
these guys have favorites. They have favorite creators.
Correct.
And so you want to be their favorite.
You want to be their favorite. Like they literally decide on where to deploy dollars based on their timeline.
So you're saying
Who are
favorite
they?
is not necessarily traction, but also how.
Yeah,
Relationship.
Fully.
The way it works with brands is 3 ways. One night stands, dating,
Yeah.
or marriage.
Yeah.
One night stand is, give me money, I'll give you a service, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
And they never come back again. Dating is, let's make 10 videos in 10 months together.
Yeah.
Marriage is, I'm your brand ambassador.
Yeah.
You want marriage.
You want marriage.
You want marriage.
You want marriage with everyone.
And that's also the most effective
Ranveer, sorry.
that is also the most effective kind of translation that will happen of a relationship with a brand. I've found out that when you do longer associations, it also benefits you as a creator and to your credibility.
For sure.
Because I will see creators who will speak about 3 brands in the same sector in a span of 1 month.
Yeah, not a good
And
look.
that immediately takes their credibility away from them. Like, but abhi to tune, you said that one was the best face wash. Now you're saying it's this one. So like, which one do I? But if I sell the same face wash for 3 years, that brings my credibility up for other brand products.
Would you also only sell what you like, or would you
Yes.
sell who pays?
Most creators would sell who pays. Come on, let's
Not
be
me, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There-
but most
there's a
creators-
number for most creators, but there's some like obvious category blocks. Like you want to avoid betting, and you want to avoid some stuff, fairness creams, and
Yeah.
that
Do you
sort of
think?
stuff.
Do you think this also become more relevant because people have lost faith in Bollywood and cricket because they sold everything for so long? So people don't buy from them anymore.
I think it's because the cricket player doesn't tell a story. The cricket player just wears the t-shirt and smiles.
Nikhil, I don't think it's about them using the product in the first case. It's all about legitimacy. If I see a brand with Shah Rukh, I'm not thinking Shah Rukh uses this. I'm thinking this brand can afford Shah Rukh. They're
Yeah.
not going away anytime.
But when you see Prajakta using it, do you think she uses it?
Yeah, I think even in the creator segment, you know, some creators are, more either add more legitimacy or they know that this creator is really big, so this must have been expensive to buy this slot. So it's spending power of a brand determines trust and legitimacy.
What is Shah Rukh doing right?
Ooh, so many things.
See, again, he's his biggest fan.
Who?
Shah
Shah
Rukh.
Rukh. He's his biggest fan. Yeah.
He is pushing everything he's doing and he is not being humble about it. He's there. He's like, I am good and I'm doing this and I feel like that is what I love about and that's what I want to learn.
This is something that Shah Rukh has said before, which is his relationship with brands. I think it was Hyundai that he spoke about, saying that Hyundai did not.
He used those cards like visibly.
He visibly used those cards and he went out of his way and he had a very long partnership with them. Like he launched it with them.
Yeah.
And he has publicly said that there are, brands like Hyundai supported him even during the bad times. Look, you forget, at the end of the day, most of these industries are really small. The same people work in like 10, 15
Yes.
different brands, right? Like very rarely do people just stick around with one place for 20 years. People move around. This is so rare that creators develop relationship with brand managers. It's very rare.
Yeah.
Some of it is because agencies in the middle are very scared that if a creator talks to a client directly, they're going to miss their brokerage.
They'll know how much brokerage is
They'll know
gone.
how much brokerage is gone, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is why I push creators to talk to the brand guys
Yeah.
directly. It's super important.
Don't put all your eggs into one manager because your manager may not have your best interest in mind. I've never had a manager in my entire life. Nothing wrong with having a manager. I know you have a manager and you have a manager. Nothing wrong with that. But be careful because when I am a brand and I give creators money, if a manager comes to me and be like, you can't talk to my client and my client doesn't do anything for less than $10,000, I give them the middle finger and I move the fuck on. So
You
you
guys
don't
are
want to be that
managers?
guy.
Yeah.
Viraj is your manager.
Also my co-founder.
Yeah. It's important to get your manager's incentives aligned with you.
Yeah.
That's
because some
super
things you want
important.
to do for free.
Yeah.
But your manager doesn't make any money on it.
Yeah.
Because they take a commission, but it's good for your branding, like going to Davos.
Yeah.
Davos doesn't pay, but it's important that we go to Davos to increase the brand. So the manager's incentive is only to work on brands that make money. So that's where the problems start to happen.
Yeah.
But these are the top of the pile, right? Like
Yeah,
you
it's
guys are top of the pyramid.
That's true.
I would call it survivors. We're survivors. It's a survival game. It's not like about
There's
reaching.
likes in victimhood.
We made it through. We stood our ground.
When do you start making money?
Meaningful money or any money?
Any money?
I think within like 2 months.
Yeah?
I actually didn't make any money for like almost a year.
Wow. I made $200 after 2 months.
I think if you start getting upwards of 50,000 views on YouTube, you can and if you get that regularly, YouTube will start paying you.
How much will they pay you? Let's say you put out 4 videos in a month, which one gets 50, another gets 10, another gets 5.
I had
Then you
put-
make nothing. 55, 10 and all, you make nothing.
Yeah.
No?
No.
Yeah. That is why it took me that long.
You want to get at least 100,000 views plus for you to make a few thousand rupees on YouTube in India.
Wow.
This is why
Per
I get
month,
back to the
yes?
same point. On YouTube, you need 1 million people to
Yeah,
make $100.
correct.
In a community, you need 100 people to make $1,000. In a
Correct.
community, each one of your members will pay you $10. That $10 times 100 is $1,000. Your community is where you make the money, not from the brands and not from YouTube.
Yeah.
Any hint, hack on building that community?
Yes, own the audience.
How?
It's so important. My biggest mistake was for 7 years, I was just going viral, making TikTok happy, making Facebook happy, making Instagram happy. You scroll past and you never see me again, right? No, now in the middle of the freaking video, I stop and I'm like, listen, you Mr. Person, you like my video about Ecuador? Join my Nasayo community because I am gonna take you to Ecuador. So every video, I have 1 million views, I funnel 20,000 people and I get their email and I get their phone number. Great. Now I can reach those people for the next 10 years. while I can never reach them again on YouTube. So now
it's in the platform's interest to not let you own the
they
audience.
never let you go. So now I have 20,000 people. I email them using NASA
Is
software.
subscriber audience?
So here's the interesting
even
part.
money.
On YouTube, if someone subscribes to you, you don't get any details about them.
Like, do you have an audience whose number, email?
I have
everything?
400,000 now.
I don't have that.
You need to start building that.
I have a mind performance app. So they go there, they use the app.
Yeah, I don't have that either.
But
Well, you need that too.
I need that very badly.
I wish somebody told me this when I started. I would have 5 million numbers now, but I only have 400,000. But 80% of my revenue now comes from these 400,000 emails.
Maybe, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The way I look at it is, if you're getting the numbers and names and also giving them some utility in return, it's much more long-term and powerful.
Yes.
And I think that's how young content creators should look at it.
Yeah, that's what it means to build a community off of social media.
No, I'm not talking about it, but generally I think a lot of people just send out newsletters and all. I don't know how effective newsletters are anymore, and I might be entirely wrong.
Oh, very effective. Like my ex-girlfriend Aline, right? She has, let's say, 300,000 followers on I'll give you a number because she's off public about her numbers. 300,000 followers on Instagram. She's like, anytime, join my newsletter, okay? So NASA helps you do that. So join my newsletter.
Just in case you
just in
missed it the
case.
last
NASA
time
was
I
designed for
said
that. So now she has, I think, 10,000 emails of girls interested in retreats. Each product is $3,000, $4,000. Now,
So she's sitting on $3 million of potential revenue.
yeah, so she makes $500,000 a year from that 10,000 mailing list selling retreats.
Wow.
And she makes zero from Instagram.
That's
Zero.
where the real money is then.
Yes.
Yeah, in owning your audience.
Yes.
I agree.
Do you feel any different about the Indian audiences and how they respond to these things?
No, I think it's possible to get the data. I think that's very possible. You just need the right carrot at the end of it.
Yeah.
I also think that Indian audience ARPU is lower, but I think that if you find the right product, you're able to monetize them. Like it's possible to do. It's just whether me and you can do it really depends on the product. It's possible to do it.
What's a really successful Indian content creator-led product?
Finance with Sharon.
Finance with Sharon. Sharon's done it really well. I think a lot of the guys who do courses are able to monetize very easily because Hopium, right? Which is, you think that doing X is going to help you do way better. Products are harder to move because...
Physical products, you mean?
Yeah, physical products are harder to move. Like I know Bollywood movie stars have launched products and most of them are tanked. There are very few hits. Like it has to be the right and perfect fit. Ritik and HRX was perfect.
That's why I recommend experiences. Not a lot of creators are doing that.
Yeah,
I
experiences
feel like
is a good
dance
one.
creators are doing that, no?
Like learn dancing.
Yeah.
Learn
Perfect.
dancing. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like
want-
Nicole and Sonal are doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can build a bunch of service businesses easily.
Take your audience with you to the Himalayas for a 7-day meditation retreat. I would do it with you. You're the guru on this stuff. How to be more connected with yourself. I mean, I would do it with you.
Will YouTube go after you when you do that?
No,
No.
they will not. Patreon is a $5 billion company, and that's the whole idea of it.
They upload videos early, right?
What?
What does Patreon do?
Patreon is a different platform where you can pay a creator a certain fee to get certain privileges. Memberships.
But basically, you take the data. I mean, taking the data from YouTube, it's fair and square if you're doing it like inside the video content. If you put a link and people click on it, it's fair and square.
Does YouTube downgrade you if you're monetizing versus being free?
No,
Does it upgrade you if you're monetizing?
no, they don't care. I mean, it's good for them if you're monetizing because they are also monetizing them. YouTube takes 55% of ad revenue and 30% of membership revenue.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.